Alright, this is one of the little containers I got from the Dollar Tree. And yesterday I mixed peanut butter in it. And if you keep this container and turn it on its side and kind of go like this, all your peanut butter pieces will come out, and you can use the same container again. I can't do it with one hand, but you break it like that, or like try to crack it. All your pieces will come out, and then you can just use the same tub again. It's a lot cheaper than buying those. A lot cheaper than buying these 2-quart and 1-quart deals. What I've been doing since I ran low on these is I use this, pour the resin into it to measure out a quart, and then pour it into something else, disposable, like that. Big Gulp cup. I gotta go by 7-Eleven, see how much they'll probably sell me them cups real cheap. Check it out. See if I find a cool cashier. Oh, my broom finally gave out. I'm throwing it away, man. The duct tape, it's resin infested. I mean, dust infested. It just gave out. I'm retiring this broom officially. Okay, while I'm waiting for this piece, I'll put it aside. While I'm waiting for my drainage cover piece to harden, it's dry, but it's not all the way dry. So I want it good and dry before I go to sand these edges off. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna take my grinder, and there's a lot of places, well, not a lot of places, but some places like, find a good example, like right here, where there's, get in an angle where you can see it. See, like stuff like that, where I waterproofed the ingrains. I had not a lot, but some stuff like that. So I'm gonna take my grinder and grind off that, kind of hand sand it, or maybe hook up the DA and DA it and just get it ready. It's been sitting for a minute, so it's got, little stuff like that. And then what I'm gonna do is, also right now, while I got it in this position, I'm gonna unscrew these 2 screws, PL these 2 pieces, and screw it back in. PL the bulkhead to the stringer, to PL in there, screw it back in, and so that way that can be drying. And then, like this piece, I gotta turn it, because when I go to I don't want the glue, when I go to PL it down, I don't want this temporary piece to get glued in with the stringer, so I gotta turn that, kind of like this piece up here is. See how this piece is, I can move it. Let's see. See, I can move it out of the, well, if it wasn't like that, I can move it out of the way, so it's not going to hit the bottom when all that PL is slathered on there. This spacer piece will be out the way. I'll probably put one more spacer right here where the gas tank is, and that pretty much is what I'm trying to get accomplished right now. I'm not going to record that. I'm just going to do it. Try to hurry up and get it done, because my next step is to grind this piece down so I can glue it in. But it's got to dry first, so I'll be back. Alright, I got the whole frame here sanded down. See, those are the pieces, the drips. And normally, what happened was, during the process of doing my transom, let me show you the transom real quick. What happened was, in the process of doing my transom, whenever I have leftover resin, instead of just wasting it, I would use it to waterproof my stringers and my bulkheads. So when I do that, a lot of times I'll be rushing to be the end of a batch, and I'll just be slapping it on there, and so in doing that, that's where all the drips came from, just trying to hurry up and use the resin. Plus, this frame has been sitting outside, so it needed to be sanded. Normally, if you would have did a good job sealing it, you probably wouldn't have had to sand it. You probably could have just used the acetone to make it tacky again, and then do your consequent layups or your subsequent layups. But me, in my case, this piece has been sitting outside. I think some of the stuff from the tree got on the resin when it was drying. It was bumpy. So I just took a piece of 80 grit, which I don't know what I did with it. I just took a piece of 80 grit, folded it over, and just went around like this. What I first did is I took the grinder, and I grinded off the thicks, the big pieces, the big parts that were resin, the drips of resin. And I did the whole thing. And then after I did that, I came in with this piece of 80 and just sanded, because when you go to lay your tabbing, you want it to be smooth, and also when you go to PL it or whatever means you're gonna use to glue it to the boat, you're going to want it nice and smooth. So I'm still waiting for this piece, because I really don't want to put this piece in. I don't want to put my frame in until I wanted to do this piece first. Well, actually, I have to do this piece first, because my frame actually sits on top of this. And you'll see what I mean. This piece right here actually is going to protect the bottom of my bulkheads from ever seeing water. The water is going to hit this drainage top before it ever hits my bulkhead. That's a Goldie 627 original right there. I came up with that one on my own. But anyway, because the way the way C-Ray had it, they had the drainage piece on this side of the bulkhead and the drainage piece on this side of the bulkhead. And I really didn't like that. I wanted my drainage piece all the way down in one piece. And so that's how that piece came about. So anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to unscrew these screws, PL the bulkhead to the stringer, and then put these screws back in. And eventually, once this is all glued in, I'm going to take these screws out and peanut butter them in when I do the stringers. But it's there for now. So let me PL in my I'm gonna PL in both of my bulkheads, and I'll be back. Hopefully by then, my drainage top piece will be ready to install. It's pretty dry. I put that surfacing wax in it, so it's almost there. By the time I finish doing what I'm doing over here, this piece right here should be ready to go. Here's my joint. That's why my joint came out. Oh, anyway, this is just 1/4 inch exterior grade ply with 2 layers of chop strand, and that's gonna be my drainage cover piece. So let me get my bulkheads glued to the stringer, and I'll be back. Man, just got a text from an ex, man. Might be wrapping this one up pretty quick here. Oh boy. Okay, so I took the 2 screws out that was holding it, and I'm gonna put the bulkhead aside. I'm gonna lay a fat blob of PL right here, stretch this out, put it back, and then screw it back together. That's what I'm about to do. Okay, I think it was, I got all of them screwed and glued. Right there. Yeah, and I think it was Wood. Wood was saying that if you dip your spoon in a little paint thinner, then you're supposed to be able to smooth out PL with no bubbles, and that's how I'm gonna do my fillets for my stringers. So I'm just gonna test it on these joints right here just to see how it works out. I know that Frisco did it, and his bubbled up real bad. So let's see if let me test out Wood's method of the paint thinner and see how it goes. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Let me go see. This is kind of a test to see. This is the piece of spatula. This was square, and I cut it to be round. And this is pretty much what I'm gonna use on my stringers to make my stringer fillet. And so you dip it in, I guess, and I'm guessing this is what Wood meant to do. You dip your spatula in paint thinner. Probably shake it out a little bit. Alright, one thing I can say about the paint thinner and PL glue, paint thinner will clean up spilt PL glue like nobody's business. It's the paint thinner is the anti-PL glue, so it's like what acetone is to resin. It'll clean it right up. But as far as making a fillet that won't bubble, I don't know, man. This is a small fillet, and see, it's bubbling. You know, I'm probably gonna end up having to go over that with the real resin fillet, like Frisco did, because unless I'm missing a step, what I did is I used this little stick right here with the round edge, dipped it in the paint thinner, and used that to make the fillet, and then I wiped the excess off on there, and then I used the side of the thing to go like that, you know, and kind of clean it up where I needed to. But if you look at it, see, like, that it's bubbling. So I don't know, Wood, I must be missing a step, because I know that you said if you dip the spoon in paint thinner, you're supposed to be able to use PL glue as a fillet, but I must not be doing something right, because look at the bubbles. And I used the paint thinner, and I used the so on all these fillets, I'm just gonna let them dry, and then you know what? One thing, now that it's bubbling, maybe he meant to take a fresh stick. Now that it's bubbling, right? Maybe now is when you take your fresh stick and you try to get the bubble out. So let's see if that's what he meant. Okay, let me I can't do this and hold it at the same time, so we'll do, and I want to be fair, so I'll do the same one. So you see that? You see how it's bubbling? Now I'm going to use this fresh stick and some paint thinner and see if I can't smooth off them bubbles. So let's see what happens. Okay, so trying to redo it, the paint thinner kind of re-conjures up or does some kind of reaction to the PL and makes it, you know, I don't know. The bubbles are still coming back. It does eliminate the bubbles that were there, but then a new set of bubbles comes up. So I'm not doing, I trust Wood on Glass with my life, man. He's the boat guru, he's the man. Point hands down, Wood on Glass is the man. So I must not be doing this correctly. And I really wanted to use PL glue for my fillets, just for the simple fact that it's not as expensive as peanut butter. It's way less expensive than peanut butter. And I got more time than I got money. I'll wait for some peanut butter fillets. I'll wait for some PL fillets to dry. So, anyway, so far, that's a busted, I'm going to end up putting, I'm going to wait and see what happens. Nah, even after it dries, I'm probably going to end up doing peanut butter fillets for everything, because the PL fillet, it maybe Wood sees this and puts directions on how to properly do it. See, look, the bubble's coming right back. And that's after going over it twice with paint thinner. So, anyway, I'm gonna have to either I'm gonna have to let that dry. Yeah, I'm gonna let it dry and then just go over the top of it with let it dry and go over the top of it with peanut butter. Okay. So by now though, my other piece should be this piece right here should be ready to sand. I really wanted to get this piece glued in before I left today. So let me see. Okay, there it is. My top drainage piece is done. Well, the bottom part of it is anyway. Let me check on these PL fillets real quick. Let's see what the dealio. Oh yeah, lumpier than Lumpy Rutherford. Y'all don't remember. You too old. Y'all too young to know anything about Leave It to Beaver. It's lumpy like a lumpy Lumpy Runta. Oh shit, whatever the hell his name was. Anyway, that's what it's lumpy like.